Iran and the United States are embarked on 60 days of negotiation to try to end the war. It will probably be difficult because the Iranians figure that they have more economic time than the Americans have political time, and they're probably right. The Americans feel that they can squeeze the Iranian economy further by restricting all of its oil exports through the Gulf. And in that respect they can. 57% of all Iran's export income comes from oil, and all of their oil comes through the Gulf. Most of it comes through the Strait of Hormuz, a little bit of it, about 10%, comes from Jask, but all of their oil goes to world markets through the Gulf. So if the Gulf remains closed, if they can't get it out, then they lose 57% of their export income. But 43% is non-oil. It consists of petrochemicals, minerals, food and agriculture, all sorts of other bits and pieces, steel in particular, very important. And the point about this is where geography becomes important, is that the Iranians are not just a Gulf state, they're also a Caspian Sea state. They have a big coast along the Caspian Sea on the southern end. And so they have access to the ports of Azerbaijan, of Russia, of Kazakhstan and Turkmenistan. And those ports link them to markets elsewhere. More than that, they have a land border with Turkey, a very good land border with Turkey. And that means that they can get their stuff by road, and they do big convoys of road vehicles into Georgia. And in Georgia, the ports of Batumi and Poti are very active. And those ports will allow them to sail their material south in the Black Sea, keeping out of the way of the Ukrainian war, through the Bosphorus into world markets in the Mediterranean. Very useful route. A third route they have is through the Volga. The Caspian links to the Volga River. And the Volga River links into the Don River and the Volga-Don Canal. And that gets all the materials to the Sea of Azov. Now, the Sea of Azov at the moment is occupied entirely by the Russians. That's illegal, they have no business there, but they are there. Nevertheless, the Iranians and the Russians are allies, so it won't worry them. And so that getting into the Sea of Azov is another way for Iranian material to get into the Black Sea and hence onto world markets. And perhaps most interestingly of all are some of the long-term rail links. If you think about the railhead at Mashhad, up in the northeast of Iran, that has rail links through Uzbekistan, through Tajikistan, into Kazakhstan. And from there, those links can go to Chelyabinsk. And at Chelyabinsk, in Russia, they link into the Trans-Siberia Railway. And that will take them either westwards to Moscow or eastwards to Vladivostok. And going eastwards means that they can link into the markets in China, in North Korea, in Russia, and from Vladivostok, they can even get to Arctic Russia if they want to. And this is a two-way process. So this is produce going out, this is exports going out to world markets in Asia, and aid coming in, military aid from North Korea and China and Russia coming in. There's nothing that the Americans can do really to stop that happening. All of this emphasizes the importance of geography, geopolitics. As the word implies, it is the mixture of geography, broadly defined, and politics. The study of geopolitics has been around for about 130, 140 years now. It goes in and out of fashion. I think it's a fair bet that at the moment, it's back in fashion.